Okay, this will be a really short presentation. I'm just finishing up the notes from A New Nation Part 2. The last of the three Marshall Court cases that we're going to talk about is Gibbons versus Ogden. So the story begins with a rivalry between Aaron Ogden and Thomas Gibbons. They both operate steam engines, which of course are used to transport goods, people. This is a very important, very innovative new piece of technology. And they're operating in the Hudson River, which is between New York and New Jersey, two very important import-export regions in the early United States. Now, the state of New York had issued Aaron Ogden a license, a permit, to use the waterway exclusively. He is operating out of New York, Gibbons is from New Jersey, and New York says, Ogden, you have the sole right to use this waterway. But Thomas Gibbons sues, saying, well, he should be able to operate his steam engine to conduct his business. It should be shared space. And the court in New York decides in favor of Ogden, thinking that the supremacy of the state gave them permission to offer him sole use of the Hudson. But Gibbons appeals to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court dictates that that space between the two states is considered to be interstate territory, and therefore only Congress, only the federal government, can determine use and regulation of interstate commerce, which is exactly what's happening between New York and New Jersey. So according to Article 1, Section 8, according to the powers granted to Congress, the Supreme Court rules in favor of Gibbons. And again, this reinforces the idea of enumerated powers. There are certain rights that are granted exclusively to Congress and not to the individual states. Please be ready next class for an open note quiz on the Marshall Court. You will be allowed to use an index card. I will give you an index card in class if you don't have one. We're using a standard 4x6 index card. That's 4 inches by 6 inches. That you can use that on your open note Marshall Court quiz next class.